y'all, the king gonna trip me up. Yeah, come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. 'Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose. Yeah, come walk with me and save your toes and feet. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your toes and feet. 'Cause when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. 'Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they cut me up until I'm just a nose. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Yeah, I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to stay ahead of the sugar cane. If I stop walking, y'all, the king gonna trip me up. Yeah, come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. 'Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose. Yeah, come walk with me and save your toes and feet. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your toes and feet. 'Cause when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. I'm walking, y'all.
Great, why is it? Yes, yes, yes. Let's get this party started right. Whew. Let me see, let me see. I tell you, the YouTubes be seeing all the backgrounds, and I'm trying to make it look like we on the beach. I know I feel like I'm on the beach. I like walking on the beach better. Hold on, I gotta clean the lens. Don't look too good. I'll leave the lens cleaner thing in the in the bathroom to wash, and then I keep leaving it and leaving it. Sorry, y'all. This looks a little foggy here. Let's do this. Oh, I think I got the wrong one. It was the Facebook that looked like it needed cleaning. Now let's see. Everybody should be nice and clear. Okay. It is what it is. Like streaks. Hold on, y'all. Okay. I'm ordering the tickets. And my girlfriend's coming over on her lunch, and she's going to help me. So I just sent her a text telling her what airport I'm flying out of and what airport I'm coming into. She's driving in her car. Great Ride isn't. Like, comment, share, tell her, uncle, tell her, auntie, tell her, cousin, tell her friend. So she's in her car, so she gets the message. And I send the image, the Google image of the airport I'm coming in, you know. But as she's in the car, it's just saying I'm going to this airport. I'm going to this. So she thought that I had already booked the flight. So she called me. And I'm like, I'm getting ready to go live. But then she doing me a favor, so I couldn't say I'm getting ready to go live. Oh, thanks. I'm looking at the clock saying, oh, oh. Now I gotta rush. But anyway, ooh, y'all see how I'm moving. The sign when you need to steam. You need to steam when there is pain, stiffness in your movement. Steam it out. Now I know. I'm just, yeah. In some ways, I feel very fortunate that the Hatfields and McCoy's medicine put in place that because my ancestors were, I say, prisoners of war, because they was warned with Spain, Egypt, France, Germany, all them folks they was warring with. And every time we lost, they found another colony of Guantanamo Bay to put us in. So, on this Guantanamo Bay, USA, they said that we're unable to feel pain. So I think that maybe we must have been doing a lot of ass whipping. Because they said we couldn't feel pain. And for a long time I couldn't understand that. Well, I was saying that's why we didn't get the Oxycontin, the heavy drugs, the good insurance. But I'm so grateful my ancestors directed me. I know y'all say that blonde-haired, blue-eyed person, but if that was the case, y'all would be doing the same thing I'm doing. Hold on. Facebook is not seeing my feet. And trust me, you can miss this mug. It's the feet, watching my feet, that makes you want to walk. Let's see. I still can't see them because they have all this stuff at the bottom. So, let me do it one more time. Let's see. So, I don't like when I start rushing. I really don't like it. I time everything. There we go. I see them feet. Them feet look sweet. Well, I finally finished the 3rd episode of the 2nd season of my podcast, The Pawn Moves First. The Pawn Moves First. Where we talk about the inner workings and the background of the show Neighbors, which I'm the executive producer, blah, 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 blah. All of that. Own it and everything. And it's been about 12 years. So we got together and we sit down and we talk about it. I did the 1st season all by myself because it was the development stage, how it was going to go, what it was going to do. That was that was a lot. So once I got that down, then you got to get the rhythm. I'm working on the rhythm now. Anyway, I was able to do that yesterday. And it just makes me think when I do that, because I didn't know when I put it together and why this is what I want to tell you. Because I know it's the ancestors, I know it's y'all. When I left out of Mount Vernon, them folks was dying daily. They was killing each other like they doing in Detroit. But that's also by design. Because if we knew our histories of being wars and how our ancestors came to be on this Guantanamo Bay known as the USA, they would know that their fight is not with one another. Let me put it like that. But until the truth is known, and they don't want to say it, they don't want to tell us now, yeah, y'all used to whip our ass, and then we used to whip your ass, and then y'all used to whip our ass, and then we got real nasty, and we started taking our prisoners of war out of the country. That's as simple as it is. But the prisoners of war ain't supposed to stay prisoners. The prisoner of war is not supposed to go from generation to generation, century to century. That's the fuck shit. There's no way if we knew our background of warriors, fighters, civilization. See, when you beat somebody's ass, when I was small, in school, the person that went around beating everybody up was called a bully. They called them horrible names. They make sure every day of our life to call us horrible names. Because once in their history, we were bullies. Not us, our ancestors. But if we got it in our bloodline. And obviously, Hatfields and McCoy ain't never gonna forget. Until we replace it with something else. Another good old-fashioned ass whipping. So yeah, when I left Mount Vernon, they didn't have Remembering Slavery. It cost too much. And I don't think they was buying it. Because that was Westchester, that was a community. We call it racism now because they don't know the history of why we're in this situation. They really think that we're in this situation in America because of racism. They don't realize that this used to be Guantanamo Bay. And we're in this situation because our ancestors was ass-kicking Europe for fucking centuries. And they got to the point that when they were combated, the losers, or the ones that lost, they call them prisoners of war. And they started shipping us out. Prisoners of war. But they can't tell that history here. They say, oh, you're ignorant. You just, any vile, despicable thing that Hatfields and McCoys could say about us. But when you look at it, that's usually what happens. Them Arabs over at Guantanamo Bay, I bet you they can't look the COs in the eye. Well, we couldn't look those Hatfields and McCoy in the eye. And they used to make us have to get off the sidewalk if they came through. Yes, our ancestors were prisoners of war. You wasn't supposed to carry it on like that. But They eliminated the history. They never told us. Y'all warriors. Shit, y'all was kicking our ass. They told us, be good to your master. They went around killing us. If anything happened, if one person did anything, those Hatfields and McCoys killed 10, 15 of us to keep fear in our hearts. And that's what they put generation. And that's what Hatfield and McCoy's rule. We thought ourselves slaves. We were never enslaved. Our ancestors were never enslaved. They were prisoners of war. Okay, enslaved. Prisoners of war. Warring with who? Warring with Italy. Warring with France, kicking ass. Ruling Britain. Fucking up the Spaniards. Fucking up the Portuguese. Fucking up the Arabs. Kicking ass and taking numbers. And each time they got a prisoner of war, they shipped us to Guantanamo Bay, America. If it was the Brits, or those Virgin Islands, if it was the Brits. If it was France, Guantanamo Bay, Haiti. The Brits, Guantanamo Bay, Jamaica. The Spaniards, Guantanamo Bay, Puerto Rico. The Spanish Portuguese, Guantanamo Bay, Brazil. The Spaniards, Guantanamo Bay, Venezuela. I'm sure I'm missing a few. Oh, British Guantanamo Bay, America. Yes, they don't want that in the history. That's how America grew. That's when we said, oh, we made America. They said, I say the black people made America. It was the Pilgrims. Keep falling for that bullshit if you want to. and the Indians put the Pilgrims' food. Know what I know right now? Them Hatfields and McCoys was cooking them Indians over a spigot and eating them. And every Thanksgiving, you was celebrating them eating Native Americans. And not the bullshit they tell you about. Please. Nope. This was Guantanamo Bay. And we were, our ancestors were the inhabitants, the reason for it. Why? Because we ruled, we kicked ass, our ancestors, and for every battle, they would take us as prisoners of war and ship us to Guantanamo Bay, Jamaica. Guantanamo Bay, America. Guantanamo Bay, the Virgin Islands stuff. And they separate us through religion. Listen, I'll tell y'all on the second half, we got the best part of that. Plus, whoo! Other than killing and getting 7 virgins in heaven, I don't think it's too much better for the boys who were made to be Islamic. Smelling men's asses, they gotta be hard on you. They gotta be hard on you. I wonder if in the Islamic temple, the white men bow in the front, and then they put the ancestors, the descendants of the Moor in the back to smell their butt. And they ain't never gonna change. Whew. The Christians, the Moors that went with the Christians, We is going to succeed and get this party right, honey.
I said, come walk with me. Save your toes and feet. 'Cause when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. 'Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they cut me up until I'm just a nose. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. Yeah, I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to stay ahead of the sugar cane. If I stop walking, y'all, the cane gonna trip me up. Yeah, come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your feet and toes. 'Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they'll cut me up until I'm just a nose. Yeah, come walk with me and save your toes and feet. Yeah, I said come walk with me. Save your toes and feet. 'Cause when you walk with me, you can eat the food you want to eat. I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. I said I'm walking, y'all, trying to save my feet and toes. 'Cause if I stop walking, y'all, they cut me up.
Just the nose. I was a little off key. Let's finish up this walk, y'all. Yeah, I'm glad. Whew. It was rough with the Christians being prisoners of war, but it's way worse Arab because the Arabs are still kidnapping Africans and making them servants to the Muslims. They're still doing it. That's why we better have them get our shit together. Hurry up. For these Hatfield McCoys, they're out of hand. Way out of hand. They're already out of hand. So, I tell you. So I did the podcast, the third episode, second season of the Pond Moves First. You can see it on Spotify. I haven't put it up on the YouTubes yet, but I will. I just finished it like last night, 9 o'clock. And then I ate, and then I steamed, and so. But even that, that's how I know I'm an old war. Because that's important. Critical thinking, strategy, movement, war. We have to get the Hatfields and McCoys off of us. They just ain't gonna do it. Because in their blood, their whole existence is to police us, kill us, oppress us, block us, because in their heads, we're still prisoners of war like our ancestors were. And they take it from generation to generation to generation. That's the foundation of it. So, they're not going to change. So the ancestors came to me. Now, I'm going back and forth. So, when I left Mount Vernon, came back to Greenwich, the first thing I did was went and cleaned up my whole library thing because I thought I would never be back there. And when I cleaned up my library debt with the help of Joan, first thing I checked out was remember slavery. Because they were like old friends to me. And the next thing I know, I want to make a video of kids singing and dancing to the chess song so we can send it all over so they can start doing some critical thinking because ain't no thinking going on, especially if y'all dying, ain't no thinking coming on. And then I know now because you didn't know your history. But this old Moore with the ancestors, as soon as I picked up Remembering Slavery, listen to those 2 tapes. They started all over again. And that's how we got the neighbors. So now I do the podcast. I just did the podcast because it's been 12 years since we did, it's a public access show, since we did the show. So I said, let's podcast it. And then, this is the first time, then I got the ancestors remembering slavery. But they really never left since I found them back in, 91, 92? In the library, the main library, Greenwich, Connecticut, the wealthiest town at that time in the United States. And on the shelves, in the back, the truth lay. And the truth lay in the energy of the ancestors. So when I checked that book out with the cassette, that's how old it was. The first time I checked it out was a cassette. When I came back, I left, I came back to Greenwich in 2010. It was a CD. And then the one I purchased, the one, is a cassette. But it's their energy that stayed with me. That's why we got to get rid of this cult stuff. No, we don't die and go away and float up to heaven. Stop saying, commanding your spirit to go to this imaginary being, because it's nothing. It's going to air. You want to know what neither being here nor there? Asking your energy to go to a place that does not exist. Tell your energy, stay with your family. To help, to protect. So, that's how I got Neighbors. And until I put Neighbors, wrote the song, the chest on Palmer's first. Baby, you got it. One square, straightforward. You know you got it. It captures by moving diagonally. Just protect the king. Just protect the king. Just protect the king. They did it. Up all night. Wouldn't let me rest. The words. And then they made me a rapping granny. In the hood where I used to live, I trembled every night. Boom, boom, gunshots, shooting and fights. Young people shooting, robbing and killing. It got to the point nobody thought about chilling. Don't these folks know? Can't these folks see that the bad decisions they make will cost them a lifetime to pay, affect them in a negative way? I wrote it's another verse. I don't know. I wrote it about the basis of chess, where you learn it the chess pieces movements without any stress. And you got to look at season 1 of Neighbors on the Pawn Moves First YouTube or Neighbors TV on YouTube. That's where you'll find the first season. And of course, the Pawn Moves First podcast on Spotify. You hear the first season where I introduced that song as the rapping grandma. And it said, we gotta stop killing ourselves. We're not each other's enemies. Our ancestors were very clear to whom we fought. It was the Portuguese, the Spanish, the Brits. I think the Scottish and the Irish was too busy fighting one another because they like fighting each other, chopping each other heads open, and I think they had a little Viking stuff going on with it. They were so busy fighting, killing, raping the women and stuff. They really, that's where their thing was. I think they had a little thing back there during that time with Britain, but Britain was occupied because we was ruling Britain. Anyway, so they erased everything, but it's still in the blood. And that's the energy. And that's what Neighbors came from. It's like, no, don't be mad at them because they fight. They're just not doing it critically because they're not seeing that the problem or the enemy is not that person that has the same color skin as him. His ancestors knew that. Do you know how happy they are that we are scared of them? That through religion and everything, that we is trembling scared of them? You know how happy the Arabs are? Every time they see an African or more bend down and put their head to the ground, because they used to have that foot in their ass. We was fighting them regularly. Now they just coming and taking the Africans. It used to be a throwdown. Ancestors ain't happy. I mean, they the reason why we're in this predicament anyway. All that fighting and losing. They the reason why we're in the situation that we is already. Oh, but I'm grateful that the energy is coming through. I'm grateful that I was directed to that wealthy British library where I found y'all on the shelves. I think it was in the 900s, if I remember my Dewey Decimal, the history section. And I found you. I found you. And he ain't never let me go. So, no, we was no punk bitch. And I think the energy of the ancestors is getting right tired with us. You got to get them folks off of us. All that fear, all that bravado of the Hatfields and McCoys with their legislation. Diaspora, American Progressive Political Party. We got to be at least 2 million strong. I would like way more. Well, the ancestors like way more. I'm telling them you're lucky if you hit 2 million. They say we want 2 million or more. Okay. Like they ain't been hit on this earth with me. Whew. They know how these folks are. So, that's what we got to do. And then we're able to block them when they do legislation like, and black people hold up they right pinky on the corner of so-and-so, they going to jail. We can stop that bullshit right away. You remember, can you imagine if Diaspora Americans Progressive Political Party was in the Congress and the Senate when they said Jim Crow, and I'm talking about even on the state level, the Congress and the Senate, on federal level and state level. Can you imagine if we was in that show and they was like, well, we gonna have the white bathroom and the black bathroom. We'd have said, sit your ass down. That's ridiculous. How we gonna make the sanitation better? Everybody getting sick. Ain't got no decent toilets around. Combine that money and make it better for us. But they don't want to hear that. Because, see, we couldn't prosper and succeed and continue and go on if we weren't such a good people and the people who love this earth. Everybody's smiling at me. Yeah. Whew. Let's do this. This walk is fast. I'd be forgetting to say half the things. I have this whole conversation before I come down here. And then when I get down here, whoop, whoop. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and most of good luck. I'm grateful for doing this every day. When I pick up my laundry basket, which is this, when I cook, and I gotta pick up my pot, a big pot, and pour it off, and I do this and this. I said, man, I'm so glad I do that with these weights in the morning. I love my body, y'all. Ooh, let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and one for good luck. Oh, this felt like a rush walk.
And eat the food you want to eat. I'm walking, y'all. Trying to say
Like, comment, share.
Toes.
Tell uncle, tell auntie, tell a cousin,
I
tell
said
a
I'm
friend.
walking, y'all.
Yeah.
Trying to save my feet and
Whew.
toes.
I was rushing around this morning.
Because if I stop walking, y'all,
Be good to yourself. Love yourself. Yes. Honey. I'll be walking. Like, comment, share, tell uncle, tell auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a great day. Thanks for coming on the walk.